Yes, so I feel not well since I went there.
Okay. I'm glad you are feeling better now. That's good. Um, Chao Gon, Chami,
Hi, teacher.
how are you, Chami?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. How was Tet for you?
My taste was really great, and I received a lot of lucky money.
Oh, wow, great. That's
Yes,
good. Oh, so now you are rich.
yes, I think so.
Right. Oh, good. Did you go to visit your relatives?
Yes, of course. And we visited many relatives, and I was great to see them after
Oh,
a year.
oh, good. So some of them you haven't seen for a year. Is that right?
Yes, and some of them I haven't seen for 5 years. And
Wow, really? Wow,
yeah,
wow. They must have been very happy to see you because you would have been a child when you last saw them.
yes, they all gave a compliment for me that I look much more mature.
Yes, of course. Of
Yes,
course. Now you were growing up. Okay. Glad you had a good time.
yes.
Sung Ha Chao Gon.
Hi,
How are you, Sung Ha?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. How was your Tet holiday?
I think it's kind of boring,
Oh, boring, was it?
not so much. Yeah, like because pet every years my family have the
The
same
same
like
routine. Same routine. Same
yeah, the
routine.
same
Means
routine.
yeah, do this means you do the same thing. Yeah. Did you go out of Hanoi?
I just go back to my mom's hometown
Mm-hmm.
with
How
my
yeah, yeah.
grandparent.
How far is that?
Uh, it's it took me 3 hours to go by train.
Oh wow, so quite a long way.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how kilometers it far
Mm,
from Hanoi, but I know it took me 2 hours, approximately 2 hours.
right. Okay. Wow, a long way. And how did you stay for very long?
Uh, we don't have much time, so I just stay with my grandparents about like 2 days.
Right, right. And then come back to Hanoi.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh well, I'm glad you had a little bit of a holiday anyway. That's good. Fung Ni Chao Gon.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Fung Ni?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. What did you do for Tet, Fung Ni?
I went to Barbie. It's still in Hanoi, but it's in the suburb.
Okay. All right. And did you get lots of yummy things to eat?
No, because they don't have many restaurants open, so I just stay in the hotel and eat food of them.
Okay. 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 Can you all turn your cameras on, please, everyone? I see first. Noctu. Chalgon. How are you, Noctu? Good. Okay. So I can see Bao Chan, Zung Ha, Bao Ling. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. And I can see you, Cha Mi and Fung Ni. That's good. Viet Ang. How are you, Viet Ang?
I'm good.
Good. And Tuan Son. Chao Gon Tuan Son.
Hello, teacher.
You. And Zhao Wei.
Hello,
How are
teacher.
you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. Good. Did you have a good tit, Zhao Wei?
We didn't go out much because we have funeral, so we just stay at home and play card.
Oh, really? A funeral?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Who passed away, shall we? Who?
It is my sister of it's my grandmother's sister.
Your grandmother's sister. Okay, so in English, I guess you would say what's your great aunt. Is that right?
Okay, yeah. Something like that, I guess.
Yeah, I think great aunt. Yeah. So your mother's sister, for example, Mrs. Ha is your aunt.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
So your grandmother's sister is your great aunt.
Okay.
I think so. Okay. How old was she, shall we?
She was like 66.
Oh, wow. Not that old. Not very
Yes.
old. Not very old. Okay. Oh, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, shall we? Okay. Dat. Chào con Dat.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Dat?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good. I can't see you. Can you turn your camera on, please, Dat?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, everyone, we will get started. It's after 10 o'clock. Welcome to class. I hope you all had a great new year. Hope you all had some fun at TED and you got some good things to eat and you got some lucky money as well. I hope some of you did anyway. So, Feng Ling, how are you, Feng Ling?
I'm good, thank you, teacher.
Good, nice to see you, Feng Ling. Okay, everyone. So what we're going to be doing today, we will get started, and what we are going to be doing for the next few lessons, we're going to keep practicing, obviously, our speaking and our writing. Okay, but I'm going to be doing it a little more intensively, and I'm going to be going a little bit faster too. Most of you by now should be very familiar with the basics of how to do it. So what you need now is just to keep on practicing doing it. Before we start, do we have anyone have any questions before I start? Okay. All right. So you will remember before TET, we were looking at reviewing what you were doing in the mock test. Now, I'm guessing by now, Mrs. Ha will have sent you all your scores for the mock test. If not, I'm sure she will send them shortly. But I think you will remember that last time we were talking about the speaking, okay, and how everyone can improve your speaking. So this was the question I asked you with your speaking, and we're just going to do a little bit more on that before we move on to the writing. So, Chami.
Yes.
Chami, can you please read what I have highlighted, please?
Yes. IELTS is a communication test, not an English test.
Thank you, Chami. Okay, so it is very important, please, everyone, that you remember that IELTS is a communications test, okay? A test of how well you can talk and write. It is not an English test. You might be thinking, well, of course, IELTS is an English test. They test how well I speak English. But that is not quite true. An English test, remember, would be if they asked you, are these words verbs or nouns or adjectives or what are they? Please put the words in the sentence in the correct order. Okay, that would be an English test. Remember, the IELTS test is just a test of how well you can talk and how well you can write. So a test of your communication skill. So that is what we are practicing. Okay, your communication skills. Not so much just whether you know what a verb is or whether you know what a noun is. So because the IELTS test is a test of English communication, it means that you don't have to answer all the questions, for example, all these bullet points. You don't have to. As long as you are communicating and you are answering the main part of the question, that is what they are interested in. So this is important, everyone. When you get any topic like this, you should look for the main part of the question. Zung Ha.
Yes.
What is the main part of this question, Zungha? What is the main part?
City.
Sorry, Zungha, can you see the speaking question?
Describe a city.
Yes. Describe a city what, Zungha?
You would like to visit?
Correct. That is the main part of the question, okay? Describe a city you would like to visit. That is the main part of the question. So all these things it says here are not so important. Of course, you would say what city it is, okay? But you might not say how you are going to get there. You might not say when you are going to get there, okay? They are not so important. This is the main part of the question. And so this is what you are going to talk about. So please, when you get questions like this, don't think, oh, how long am I going to talk about this part? Or how long am I going to talk about this part? Focus on the main part of the question, which is always the first line. Now, you might remember last time I suggested that one way you can fill up the 2 minutes, okay, is to think of an experience or interest that you can link to the main topic. So remember, the main topic is describe a city you would like to visit. Someone said to me they want to visit the city of Liverpool because that's where their favorite football team is. Someone else said to me they want to visit a city in America because that's where their favorite basketball team is. And then you can spend the rest of the 2 minutes talking about basketball or football. Because, as I said before, it is a test of communication. And as long as you are communicating well and you are basically describing something about the city you would like to visit, that is what you will be marked on. Tan Bao, does that make sense to you?
Yes, I understand it.
Okay, good. So last time I asked you to think of maybe some link, like a sport team or food or music you could link to the city that you are going to visit. This time, what we're going to practice, I want you to do this. Okay? Feng Ni,
Yes.
Feng Ni, can you please read what I have highlighted?
Students to practice thinking of a memorable story that links to the main topic. For example, an experience you have that can fit a variety of situations, such as losing and finding your cell phone, a holiday adventure that went wrong, and a fantastic meal that you enjoy. Keep this story in your memory so you can use it.
Good, very good reading, Feng Ni, excellent. So what this means, everyone, I want you now, I'm going to give you just a minute or so to do this. I want you to think of something, a story, okay, something that has happened to you that you can talk about in an IELTS exam. So it can be anything, but it just needs to be a story that you can talk about for maybe 1.5 minutes. I've given you some examples here. Maybe one day you lost and then you found your cell phone again. Maybe you went on a holiday with your family and something went wrong or something really interesting happened. Okay? Or maybe there was a wonderful meal that you had one day when you went somewhere with your family or with your friends. You need to have a story, okay, in your memory that you can use or adapt for questions like this. So an example might be, I remember the last time I went to Hanoi, I went to use a Grab taxi, but when I got out of the Grab taxi, I left my cell phone behind. Okay, so I was stuck without my cell phone. and I didn't know how to get it back. But fortunately, I had a good friend in Hanoi, and they were able to contact the Grab people, and the Grab people could contact the driver, and the driver was able to come back to where he dropped me off and return the cell phone to me. And I was very relieved because, as you know, if you lose your cell phone, well, that these days is basically your whole life is often in your cell phone. So I was really worried about whether I would get it back or not. But I did get it back, and I was very relieved and very happy. So that is the main thing I remember about my trip to Hanoi. Xiaowei,
Yes.
did that story make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so that is the sort of thing I want you to think of. A story, something that happened to you, okay, that you can keep in the back of your mind, and then maybe you can use it in a variety or lots of different situations to answer an IELTS question. So everyone now, I want you to think of something that you can tell me. I'm going to go around each of you in turn. You don't have to talk for a minute, okay? You just need to give me your idea for a story. Now, you can make something up, of course, but for this sort of story, it is much easier if it is something that really happened to you, because then you don't need to make anything up. Then you can just talk from memory about what happened. So again, you need to think of something interesting. Can be good or bad, but something interesting that happened to you that you can use as a story to answer lots of different IELTS questions. Feng Ling, I'm going to start with you first in just a moment, okay? Feng Ling? Okay, so I'll just give everyone a few more seconds to think about this. So I want you to think of an interesting story, something that has happened to you sometime in your life that you can use to answer a question in the IELTS test. Okay, Feng Ling, are you ready?
I'm still thinking.
You're still thinking? Okay, remember, I don't need you to tell me the whole story right now, everyone. Okay, I just want your story idea. For example, the story that I told you was about losing my cell phone in a Grab taxi and then getting it back again. Okay, that was my story. So you don't need to tell me the whole story, just your story summary, your story idea. Bao Trung, have you thought of one yet?
I don't.
Not sure? Chami.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a story, Chami?
I think so.
Okay. Please tell me give me a summary, Chami. What is your story about?
Well, I'm going to talk about when I visit Ho Chi Minh City, I visit a well-known library and I had a bad experience in that library.
Why? Why that sounds very promising, Chami. What was the bad experience, by the way? What happened?
Well, I had a chance to visit the library and I was going to diving into my study. But unfortunately, I was distracted from my study because of a crowd. They were really noisy. They always made noise, and I lost my concentrations on what I was studying. Although I wear headphones, but I couldn't concentrate on what I'm doing now, what I was doing. So
Okay.
yeah.
So Chami, this is excellent. This is a very good example. So I hope, please, everyone, that you are listening to what Chami was saying, because what Chami was talking about, he can use in a variety of different situations. So, for example, he can use it to answer a question about a place he has visited. He can use it to answer a question about, tell me when something went wrong in your life. She can use it to answer a question about a time you went to visit somewhere with a friend, and this is what happened. Okay, so does that make sense, Chami? There are lots of different ways you can use this story. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand it.
Okay, so the idea, the important thing is just to have that story in the back of your mind. So when you get a suitable question, instantly you can tell the story and you can communicate it well because you know the story. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It means you don't have to think of something right from the very start when you've only got a minute to prepare for your 2-minute speech and you're thinking, oh, what am I going to talk about? I would like to visit Ho Chi Minh City, but I can't think of much to say about it. You can say, oh, I don't know, I'll tell the story about the library. Okay? And instantly you have a story ready. Okay, that is how this works. Thank you, Chami. That was good. Zung Ha.
So I have first time I tried like high quality Japanese meal with one of my relative.
Good.
That he came to visit Vietnam from countryside.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good, Zung Ha. Okay, that's great. You have a story. Excellent. So remember, everyone, I'm just asking you to tell me the topic of your story. You don't need to tell me the story. Phong Ni.
Yes.
Okay, what is the topic of your story, Phong Ni?
Sorry, I
haven't got one? Okay, so you need to, please keep thinking, Phong Ni, I will come back to you. Okay, so you need to think there must be something that happened to you sometime. Okay, like I say, something good, something bad, can be anything. Okay, but something you can tell a story about for at least a minute. Okay, knock two.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Okay, so again, you must be able to think of something, all right, that has happened to you sometime. Knock two. I mean, you like football, don't you, knock two? Knock two. Can you hear me, knock two?
Sorry, it's my internet.
Okay, can you hear me now, knock two?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you like football, knock two, don't you?
Yes, I like football.
Okay, so you like Liverpool, don't you, knock two?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about maybe the best goal you ever saw from Liverpool or the worst thing you saw Liverpool do. Okay?
I think I would say not the best goal in Liverpool. I think is already go in the semi-final in Anfield when we communication with Barcelona.
Okay, knock two. Good. Knock two. Now you have a story. Okay?
Yeah.
Now you have a story. So it can be anything like that. All right? So
yes.
This could answer a question. If you had a question that said something like, tell me about a time when you were very excited about something. Okay, you can use that as your story. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so you need to have that story in the back of your mind so that you can use it. All right, without thinking about too much. That's what I mean. Thank you, Nok Tu. Viet Ang. Okay, do you have a story, Viet Ang?
Yes, I have story from Liverpool
Okay.
too.
Okay, you have one about Liverpool as well. Good. That's good, Viet Ang. Thank you. Tu and Son.
I think I will talk about when my uncle's son
lost from my family. Like he go alone and with no one else with him.
Oh, wow, really? Okay, that sounds like a very interesting story, Viet An. Okay, so that's good. Good. Sorry, Tuan Son. Zhao Wei.
Yes.
Okay, do you have a story, Zhao Wei?
Yes. So I'm going to talk about the time that I go to Hapong City. The story about how we missed our train and how we solve the problem.
Okay, great. Sounds good, Zhao Wei. Very good. Okay, so you could use that story, well, obviously, to talk about visiting a city. You could use it for a story about when you went on holiday with your family. You could use that story for tell me about a problem you had one day that you've solved. Okay, Zhao Wei, does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yes.
You can use that same story for all those different topics. Good. Dat.
Yes.
Okay, what is your story about that?
My story is about when I was on a trip with my family to Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay,
There was a car accident that stuck that kept us stuck for like 2 hours,
good,
and
Dat. Okay, good. This is good, Dat. You are communicating with me, by the way, very well, Dat. Okay, this is great. Good story, Dat. By the way, I like your haircut, Dat. Very nice. Nice haircut.
thank you.
Okay, Feng Ling.
Um, I want to talk about a week that I studied defense class on the outskirts of Hanoi.
Okay, good, good. Okay, thank you, Feng Ling. So that's all I want to know at the moment. Okay, just what your talk would be about. Bao Chan.
Hello, teacher.
Yes, Bao Chan. Do you have a story topic now?
Now I have it.
Yeah. What about what?
Bad memories when I travel. When I have a trip to Singapore, that people like describe me like a Chinese because they see my eyebrow and they recognize it like same other Chinese people and I don't like it. So
Okay. Okay, this sounds good, Bao Tran. Good.
yeah.
Thank you. That's great. Okay, and finally, Feng Ni. Feng Ni.
Yes.
Okay, do you have a topic now, Feng Ni?
I think I will talk about the experience how I met the photographer when I went to holiday with my family.
Okay, good. All right, good. So thank you, everyone. By the way, your topic doesn't have to be about a trip or a city. That I just gave you that as an example. It can be about anything, anything you like. Okay, but you just need to have a story in the back of your mind that you can use for many different situations. So next week, I will get you to tell me the story. We will do that as practice next week. Okay? So please remember your topic for next time. That is next week. Okay, so now what we're going to look at is part 3 of the IELTS test. I hope, by the way, you all understood what I was trying to do with part 2. That is to give you an idea of how you can answer many different part 2 questions, but just using the same story. Because the IELTS test is a communication test. So as long as you have a story which has some link to the main topic, okay, then that is fine. Okay, now part 3. A lot of you in part 3 didn't talk for long enough to answer the questions. All right. The reason you didn't talk long enough for a lot of you was you didn't say why, okay, to the questions I asked you, and you didn't give me an example. So the structure for part 3 questions, and I've given you a sample structure here, okay? The structure is to answer the question, yes or no, give 2 reasons why, and give an example. Okay. Charmy.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask each of you the same question. Okay? I'm going to
Yes.
ask each of you the same question. So the question is going to be, is it better to grow up in the city or the countryside? Which is one of the questions I asked you in the mock test. So what I want you to do, Charmy, is say, well, yes or no, is it better or not? Give me 2 reasons why, Charmy, and give me an example. Okay, Charmy, can you try that, please?
Yes.
Okay. Is it better to grow up in the city or in the countryside, Charmy?
Well, I think yes. I think children grow up in the city is better than growing up in the countryside because all things in cities require the basic needs of the residents, such as from the entertainment to the institutions and also for the career path. For example, and also the place in the city and also the school, it's play a vital role to the resident and also the hospitals. And for example, when we get bored to just sitting at home, we can go out and watch some movies at the cinema, and yes, that kinds of things.
Okay, good. Charmy, that's excellent. Okay, that's a very full answer. Good, Charmy. Okay. Zung Ha, your turn, please.
I think it is better to grow up in the city or than in the countryside because first, it about the quality of education is better than the countryside, and second, it about uh the quality of life is also better.
For example,
For example, student in the city have more chance to study with technology than in the countryside, and
okay,
people
good.
in
That's
city.
fine. That's fine. Thank you, Zung Ha. Okay, great
Okay.
answer. Excellent. Okay, you are following the structure well. That's great. Good answer. Fung Ni,
Yes.
is it better to grow up in the city or the countryside, Fung Ni?
I think it is better to grow up in the city than in the countryside because I think the education and the medical in a city is much more better than in the countryside, and uh, the place in city that people can come to entertain, like the mall, the cinema is also have much more than the countryside.
For example.
For example, it's like in Hanoi, we have much more the mall like the Vincom or Lotte Mall than in the countryside.
Okay, that's good, Fung Ni, and that is all you need to say. Okay, very good, Fung Ni. Okay, everyone, so for the rest of you, that is the sort of answer you need to give. Okay, so those 3 students have given very good part 3 answers. Okay, they've given me 2 reasons and they've given me an example each. Okay, so I'm going to continue through the rest of you now. You don't, by the way, have to think of a reason that no one has said before. Okay, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you give the same reason, that's fine, but I just need to hear you say it. Knock 2.
Yes.
Is it better to grow up in the city or the countryside? Knock 2.
I would say it's better grow up in the city than countryside because um in the city have um have more have a high standards living than countryside
Mhm. And
and they have very have many and entertaining things
okay,
like
good,
cinema.
good. For example,
For example, cinema, since center mall and playground.
okay,
Yes,
good. Knock two. That's fine. Remember, everyone. The examples don't have to be too long. Okay, please don't think you have to think of a long example. So just talking about a mall or talking about a movie place or talking about a play area is fine. Okay, don't have to give a long example. Thank you, Knock two. That was good. All right, Viet Ang.
Yeah, teacher.
Is it better to grow up in the city or the countryside, Viet Ang?
I think it's better for grow up in city. Uh, because city have a convenient and have and not hospital, school to live in here.
Okay, and anything else?
Um,
Okay, for example, Viet Ang, for example.
uh, for example, school in here it G- mm,
How about this, Viet Ang? You could say, for example, the school that I go to in Hanoi um, offers many different subjects and the chance to play many different kinds of sport. But a school in the countryside would be much smaller, so I wouldn't have as many opportunities. Does that make sense, Liet Ang?
yes.
Okay, good. So that is how you need to use an example, just like that. Thank you, Viet Ang. Tu and Son,
Yes,
is it better to grow up in the city or the countryside?
I think it would be better to live inside grow up in a city because there are many entertainment spots and the infrastructure in the city is better than the countryside.
Okay, for example.
Uh, we can go to a very comfortable cinema and watch film.
Okay, that's good, Tu and Son. Very good. Okay, so again, everyone with Tu and Son, the answer doesn't have to be too long, okay, but you just need to have that structure. So 2 reasons and an example, everyone, please. Jawi.
I do think that children living in countryside is more better than in the city. First of all, the atmosphere and the air condition is much more better than in the city. And second, children living in a countryside tend to have more time to interact with each other because that in the countryside don't have much technology and things for children uh, to like use the mobile phone or technology much, so they have to interact with each other and go out and play.
Okay, that's good. So that is your example. That's good, Jawi. Okay, very good. Dat. Dat.
Yes,
Is it better to grow up in the city or the countryside? Dat.
I think grow up in city or in countryside are both good, but I think grow up in the city is better because there are more school, hospital, or more shopping mall in the city than in the countryside, and
Okay.
it's more modern, convenient, and the facility in the city is way too better in the countryside.
Okay, good. And for example.
Uh, for example, mm, in the countryside there are too few like hospital or school, so people who live far from them will take a longer time to arrive.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good, Dot. You can even give a more personal example than that. You might say, for example, at the weekend, I like to go to the mall with my friends. If I lived in the countryside, I couldn't do that. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so that is an example. Feng Ling. Feng Ling.
Yes.
Okay, is it better to grow up in the city or the country? What do you think, Feng Ling?
I think it grow up in the city is better than in the country. In the countryside.
Because?
Because in the cities, public service such as hospital, schools are more convenient and developed, and the teacher in the city are more qualified than in the countryside.
Okay. Yeah. And
For example,
for example, yep.
around my house there's a large hospital and many small many small in
Okay.
small hospital.
Okay. Don't need to be too complicated with the example, Feng Ling. So you can just say, for example, near my house there is a large hospital. If I lived in the countryside, I wouldn't have any large hospital near my house. Okay,
Yes.
does that make sense? That's all you need to say, just something like that. Just a
Yes.
simple example is okay. Good, thank you, Feng Ling. Bao Ming, Chao Gon.
Hello,
Just
Mr. Rick.
Hello, I didn't realize you had joined the class. Welcome to the class,
I've
Mike.
gone since the first speaking test.
Okay, all right. Is it better to grow up in the city or the countryside?
Oh, in my opinion, it is better to grow up in the countryside since you'll have a better livelihood, a better neighborhood, and you will have a better chance to enjoy the environment in the countryside more than the city, since the city now is pretty polluted.
Okay, for example.
For instance, the amount of pollution, amount of air pollution caused by vehicles in the city has overcome the amount of pollutions in the countryside since 2019.
Okay, okay. So you can make the example even more personal, Michael, all right, by saying something like, outside my apartment, the pollution can be really bad in winter. There's so much so much pollution in the air. If I lived in the countryside, it would be much cleaner.
Well, I can actually do that
Yes,
because
yeah, as an example, yeah, you can use that. So just a nice, simple example is all you need, okay? And often something personal is good. So just
yes.
talking about what it's like when you go outside your apartment. Like the pollution is so bad, but if I lived in the countryside, I wouldn't have that. Okay, so that's what you need
Okay.
to do. Thank you, Michael. Kian, Chagon.
Yes, teacher.
How are you, Kian?
I think I'm still fine, but
Good.
my laptop wasn't.
Okay, well, I'm glad you made it to the class now. So, is it better to grow up in the city or the countryside, Kian?
I think growing in the city is better than the countryside because while you're in the city, there are many things that kind of distract and maybe wait, let me think. Mm.
There are many things, what, Kian?
I think can be full to you. Yeah, I don't know. And there are many kind of foods that you have to avoid to live in city.
Okay, for
And if
example.
you live
Yeah, sorry, Kian, go on. Go on.
and if you live in the countryside, you can just meet that and get to it with it. And when you get to the big city, well, you will easy to be fooled by anyone. That kind
Okay.
bad.
Okay, for example, Kian.
For example, I was called and by someone I know, and the people that person lend me money, and if I'm a countryside, yeah, I will willingly give him money.
Okay, interesting example. Thank you, Kian. Okay, and last one, Bao Chan. Bao Chan.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, is it better to grow up in the city or the country?
I think it's better to grow up in the countryside than the city. For the fact that kids who grow up in the countryside are more likely that have more experience than those who living in cities because they have the open space to interact with the environment, and also in countryside have less pollution than in the cities because they have more trees, and the when you grow up in countryside, it can be lead to um, better physical health and also have a mental well-being when you
Okay, this is
interact.
good. That's good, Bao Chan. And for example,
Like the children in cities can get sick, can often get sick uh, more likely than those who living in countryside because they have better physical health than kids grow up in the city.
okay, that's fine, Bao Chan. Thank you. All right. So thank you, everyone. So hopefully you now all know how to answer the part 3 question. So just to summarize, you need to answer the question by saying, yes, it's better, or no, it's not better. Okay, 2 reasons why. All right, and then give an example. And the example can be simple, doesn't have to be long or complicated. And the example can be something from your personal experience. For example, if I was living in the countryside, I think it's better to grow up in the countryside. When I go outside in Hanoi on my motorcycle, it takes me 1 hour to go to school. But if I was in the countryside, it would take me 2 minutes. Okay, a simple example like that may be something that relates to you personally, but this is the structure for answering part 3 questions. Are there any questions with that? Anyone not understand? Okay, thank you, everyone. Right, that is speaking now. Now we're going to move on to writing task 2. I'm just checking to see if anyone else has joined the class. Bao Ling. Bao Ling. Bao Ling, sorry, I missed you out. Sorry, Bao Ling. My apology. My apology. Bao Ling, I will ask you, is it better to grow up in the city or the countryside?
I believe that living in a city is better than countryside because like city gives us more educational opportunities, career path, and
in the city, it has more entertainment for us, the place for us like a cinema, a museum, library, and example like children in school is like is have a better infrastructure and facility, so students can access to technology, so they can look for new things and learn more about to not like backward.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good, Baoling. That's all you have to do. Very full answer. Very good. Okay. Sorry, I missed you out before, Baoling. Sorry. Okay, but that's very good answer. Excellent. Okay. I'll just check now, make sure I didn't miss anyone else out. Please, by the way, if I miss someone out, okay, please tell me. All right. If I haven't asked you, please let me know. Please let me know. All right. Now we're going to look at writing for the rest of the lesson. Okay, so this was last time, remember, we looked at how to answer task 1. Now we're going to look at how to answer the task 2 question that you all did. All right, so this was the question you all had to answer. Charmy.
Yes.
Okay, what sort of essay is this? Can you remember?
This is an opinion essay.
It is an opinion essay. Thank you, Charmy. Okay, everyone, this is an opinion essay. Now, I hope you can all remember that there are 5 different types of essay. Okay, you need to know this. There are 5 different types of essay, and you need to know this because the structure of the answer for each different type of essay is slightly different. Now, I will tell you again, just to remind you, if it is an opinion essay, okay, you know it is an opinion essay because they will say something like this in the question. Okay, do you agree or disagree? To what extent do you agree or disagree? All that means, by the way, to what extent, just means how much do you agree or disagree? So those 2 types of questions mean pretty much the same thing. Do you agree or disagree, or to what extent do you agree or disagree? Both mean the same thing. So don't be worried about that. Or it might just say, what is your opinion? Okay. The important thing to remember about an opinion essay, Zung Ha, what is it? The important thing to remember about an opinion essay? Zung Ha.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, what is the important thing to remember about an opinion essay, which makes it different from the other 4 types of essay? Can you remember?
No.
Okay, everyone, the important thing to remember is you only pick one side. All the other essays, okay, you have to talk about both sides. But in opinion essay, you only write whether you agree or whether you disagree. You don't write reasons for both. So you only pick one side. Does that make sense now, Zung Ha?
Yes.
Okay, good. So for the other types of essay, I will remind you again what they are. There is the problem solution essay, okay? There is the advantages, disadvantages essay. There is the double question essay, or there's the discussion essay. For all those essays, okay, your main body paragraphs will be looking at either the advantages or disadvantages or the problem or the solution, okay, or answering each part of the double question. but for the opinion essay, you only pick one side. Again, I hope that makes sense to everyone. So again, remember, there are 5 different types of essays: an opinion essay, problem solution, advantages, disadvantages, double question, and a discussion essay. And you need to know the difference between those, because that decides how your essay is going to be structured. We will do more practice with these over the next few weeks. But right now, we are looking at the essay that I gave you for your mock IELTS test, which was an opinion essay. And you know it's an opinion essay because it asks you this. Okay, and because you know it's an opinion essay, you know you only have to write about one side. Okay, Fung Ni,
Yes,
did you agree or disagree with this?
I agree.
Knock two.
Yes, I agree.
You agree. Okay, Viet Ang,
Yes, teacher.
did you agree or disagree with this?
I agree.
Tuan Son,
Yes,
did you agree or disagree?
I agree with this.
Zhao Wei,
I disagree.
you disagree? You disagree? Okay. Dat,
Yes,
did you agree?
I agree.
You agree. Okay. Fung Ling,
I agree.
Bao Ming.
I agree.
Okay. Kian, oi,
Uh,
did you agree or disagree with this? Sorry, Kian, I can't hear you.
I agree with this opinion.
Okay. Bao Ling,
I agree.
you agree? Bao Chan,
I disagree.
you disagree? Cha Mi
I agree.
and Zung Ha,
I agree.
you agree. Okay, good. So we had everyone agreed except for 2 people, which is fine. Remember, there is no right or wrong answer for these. It's a communication test, remember? So all they are interested in is how well you write about whatever side you agree or disagree with. So please remember, don't think, oh, I am sure there's a right answer for this. Maybe I get more marks if I agree, or more marks if I disagree. You don't need to think about that. All you need to think about is how well you communicate. So please remember, with all of these, there is no right answer. It is just how well you write about it. Okay, so this essay, this is a model answer which got a score of 8. Okay, this got a score of 8 in the IELTS test. Okay, so it's very good. This is a model answer. We're going to examine that in just a moment. So the problems in general that I found when I read your essays, by the way, Fung Ni,
Yes.
yeah, Fung Ni, you wrote all the answers, didn't you? You typed them for me.
Yes.
Okay, Fung Ni. Okay, excellent work, Fung Ni. Okay, you did great job, Fung Ni. Excellent work. Did it take you very long, Fung Ni, to do all that?
Yes.
Okay, I know it would have been hard work. Was it hard to read some people's writing?
Yes.
I'm sure it was. Phong Ni, you did excellent job. Okay, really good.
Thank
Very
you.
good, Phong Ni. Thank you for doing that. Phong Ni, come in. Okay, everyone. So the first problem people had, of course, was with the paraphrase. Some students didn't paraphrase very well. Okay, so this part, remember, is the paraphrase. You will see that this person who got a band 8 score, okay, kept it very simple. All right, they didn't paraphrase very much. You can see all they have done for their paraphrase is they've changed private lives to personal lives. Means the same thing. Instead of saying celebrities, they said famous people. Okay? And instead of saying should not be published, they've just used a different form of the word. They've just said should not be publicized in the media. Okay? Media, I'm sure most of you know this, media means newspapers, magazines, TV, online, anything like that. Media is the name, the general name for all of that. So you can see they have done a very simple paraphrase, but it works. You don't need to make this complicated, but you do need to do it. Some people didn't do the paraphrase. You do need to do the paraphrase. The next thing you need to do in your introduction, okay, is you need to say whether you agree or not. So remember before I said there is no right or wrong answer. This essay agrees. All right? This essay he has written or she has written, this essay completely agrees with this statement. Then the next thing you must do, and a lot of you miss this out, okay? You need to give your 2 reasons. 2 reasons. Remember, for these essays, opinion essays, you only need 2 reasons, but you need to mention those reasons in the introduction. And the 2 reasons this person has given, okay, are mental health, okay, and protect them from danger. But you need to put those reasons in the introduction. So again, I will make this simple for you. You can see why this person got a good score for their introduction. Paraphrase, whether they agree or disagree, and the 2 reasons why they agreed. So these are the things you need in your introduction for any essay. 3 parts to it: paraphrase, agree or disagree, and your 2 reasons. So you can see here, main body paragraph 1, okay, is the same as, of course, the first reason they've given in their introduction. Oops. Mental health. So this person has used pretty much exactly the same sentence. Then they've given 2 reasons why being in the media might be bad for your mental health. So this, remember, everyone, is the topic sentence. Then 2 reasons, and then just like the talk you were giving me before, they give an example. A lot of people forgot to give the example. Okay. In fact, I'm doing all the reading here. I will get you to do some of the reading. Bao Ling.
Yes.
Can you read the introduction for me, please?
This, details of the personal life of famous people should not be publicized in the media. This is a completely agree with this statement because keeping the private life lives of celebrities away from the media helps them to maintain good mental health and also help to protect them from drunk.
Okay, good. Thank you, Baoling. Okay. Maintain, by the way, in case some of you aren't familiar with this word, maintains mean to keep. Okay. Keep good mental health. This is a word worth adding to your vocabulary list if you're not sure what it means, okay? It's a useful word to know. It's a more formal word that means to keep something in good condition. For example, if you own a motorcycle, you maintain your motorcycle, okay? You keep it in good condition. That's what maintain means. Okay, thank you, Baoling, for that. Viet Ang.
Yeah, teacher.
Can you read the sentence, please?
Keeping the private life of celebrities away from the public helps their mental health.
Good, thank you. Thank you, Viet Ang. Okay, Tuan Son.
Yes.
Can you read the next sentence, please?
Celebrities can be trashed mentally as a result of the pressure that comes with their job.
Good, good reading. Dat.
Yes.
Can you read the next sentence, please?
Making their private lives open to the public adds to the level of pressure they experience because it is during their private times, that they engage in activities that help to relieve them of stress.
Good reading, Dat. Thank you. By the way, everyone, this word here, engage means to take part in something. It is a formal word meaning to take part in something. For example, all of you are engaging with this lesson this morning. You might engage in playing basketball. You might engage in playing football. You might engage in cooking. Okay, engage is just a formal word which means to take part or to do something. Okay. Feng Ling.
Yes.
Can you read the next sentence, please?
Therefore, making this important time of their life open to the public is dangerous to their mental health.
Good. Thank you, Feng Ling. Bao Ming, Michael.
For example, in Vietnam, many famous people keep their family life private so that they can be themselves without being pressured to behave in a certain way.
Okay, good reading. Thank you, Michael. All right. So again, everyone, I hope you can see they have done the topic sentence. Okay. They have given reasons, all right, to support the topic sentence. And they've given an example. Same thing here with main body paragraph 2. As they said in their introduction, okay, one reason to keep your private life out of the media is to protect yourself from danger. All right. So they've made this, of course, their topic sentence for main body paragraph 2. Kian. Kian Oi. Okay, Kian. Can you read the sentence, please, Kian?
Protection from danger is another reason why the private lives of celebrities should not be made public.
Okay, thank you, Kian. All right. Bao Ling.
Due to high rate of insecurity in some countries, activities of celebrities which are not for the service of the people should not be disclosed.
Okay, good. So this sentence, the high rate of insecurity, okay, means that some countries are dangerous. That's all this phrase means. the high rate of insecurity. The high rate of something means something that happens a lot. So all the sentence means is because some countries are dangerous, all right, activities of celebrities which aren't to do with helping people, that's what it means here, are not for the service of the people, helping people, okay, shouldn't be disclosed. Disclosed means to give information away. Okay, thank you, Bao Ling. Bao Chan.
Yeah.
Okay, read the next sentence, please.
This is because there could be people who are ready to harm them when given an opportunity. Therefore, giving out information about their private life is an easy way to expose them to danger.
Good. Okay. This word here, to expose someone to danger, okay, means to put them in a situation that might be dangerous. When you expose means to show. When you expose something, it means you show them. So to show a person to danger. That's what the word expose means. Zung Ha.
For instance, in Vietnam, a famous singer's house was robbed, and it was discovered that the criminal who did this got her home address from social media.
Good. Thank you, Zung Ha. Okay, so again, you can see they've given an example. And instead, by the way, they are showing their vocabulary. Okay, so instead of saying, for example, they said, for instance, which means exactly the same thing, but they are just showing that they know how to use this word and to show how wide their vocabulary is. That's why they got a score of 8, by the way. And finally, the conclusion. So the conclusion, very simple. It is only one sentence. Phung Ni.
Yes.
Okay, can you read the conclusion, please?
In conclusion, the details of celebrity private lives should be kept away from the media because it benefits their mental health and help keep them safe from danger.
Good. Thank you, Phung Ni. So again, everyone, I hope you can see, all right, that the conclusion, all right, is exactly the same as the introduction, but they have just paraphrased their reasons. They are just using the same reasons, but in different words. So for a conclusion, that is all you have to do. You just repeat your introduction, but use slightly different words. That's all. So again, I will summarize this for you so that you are all clear on the structure. Introduction. Okay, remembering these essays have 4 paragraphs. First paragraph, introduction. First sentence of your introduction is always a paraphrase. Next sentence of your introduction, okay, in this case, you have to say whether you agree or disagree, and you give your 2 reasons why. You give your 2 reasons why. First body paragraph, you write down your topic sentence, which is your first reason why. Then you give your reasons, then you give an example. Second main body paragraph, same thing. You give your topic sentence or your second reason, then the reasons why and an example. Conclusion is just a repeat of your introduction, but in different words. All right? So you can see very simple, the structure, but you must stick to the structure. For those of you who want to get 7, 8, or 9 in the Ielts test, you must follow this structure. And it is not hard to learn the structure. Okay, I'm just going to share something else with you. Are there any questions, by the way, about any of this so far? Okay. Knock two. Knock two.
Yes.
Okay. For an opinion essay, knock two, how many ideas do you need? How many ideas do you need for your essay?
2 ideas.
2 ideas. Exactly. Thank you, knock two. You only need, everyone, 2 ideas. That's all you need. Always, by the way, for any opinion essay, all you need is 2 ideas. I'm just going to remind you where the ideas come from. Okay, Viet Ang.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, can you please read what I've highlighted?
Coffee shop metal. Imagine you are discussing a subject with friends in a cafe. This stuff you going into test mode. We can inhabit your thinking.
Okay, close, Vian. This one here, inhibit. This word
It
inhibit.
inhibit.
Inhibit mean, thank you, Viet Ang. Inhibit. Inhibit means to stop your thinking. Okay, inhibit is a formal word, just means to stop something. So everyone, if you are concerned about, how do I think of ideas for an essay? Okay, the first one is the coffee shop method. Okay, imagine you are discussing the subject with your friends in a cafe. Okay, what ideas do you think people would come up with? When you go into test mode, what I mean by this is many people, when they are in a test or exam, you get nervous, you get stressed, hard to think, hard to be creative. Okay, it inhibits your thinking when you are nervous or when you are stressed about being in an exam. So just imagine you are discussing a subject with your friends in a cafe. What would maybe you say about this subject to your friends? What would your friends say? That is one method. This is the other method. Tu and Son.
Yes,
Okay, can you please read what I've highlighted?
family and friends method. If you ask your family and friends, what do you think are the most common things they would say?
Okay, thank you, Tu and Son. Good reading. So this method is, if you can't think of something, think, what would my parents maybe say to this? Okay, what would other members of my family say to this question? What would my grandparents say to this question? All right. So think about, because often your parents will have a different point of view from you, a young person, about something. So you think, what would my parents think of smoking in school, for example, or having cell phones in school? This is what my friends would think. This is what my parents would think. So this is how you think of your 2 ideas. And remember, you only need 2 ideas for an opinion essay. All right. And the last thing I'm going to share with you before I get you to do some writing is this, just to remind you of the steps you need to do if you want to get a score of at least 7. Okay, number 1, Jawi.
Understand the question.
Good, thank you, Jawi. Understand the question. Okay, so this means, first of all, what type of essay is this? Is this an opinion essay? Is this an advantage, disadvantage essay? Is this a problem or solution essay? Okay, what type of essay is it? Okay, so one of the biggest mistakes students make is not answering the question fully. By what I mean by that is not doing the 4 paragraphs, not doing a proper introduction, not doing 2 body paragraphs, not doing a proper conclusion. Okay, Next one. Dut, what is number 2?
Number 2 is plan your answer.
Good, thank you, Dut. Okay, so students who get the highest mark in task 2 always plan their answer. I say 7 or 8 minutes. Other people think up to 10 minutes. Okay, you must take time to plan your answer. You do have time. Okay, even if you spend 10 minutes planning your answer, you still have 30 minutes to write the essay, which is plenty of time once you have a good plan. So you need to plan, you need to think of your 2 ideas. Okay, think about your paraphrase. Okay, think about what your reasons are for those 2 ideas. Obviously, think about whether you agree or disagree about something. So you have 10 minutes to write a short plan. Now, this helps you because then all you do for the next 30 minutes is just follow your plan. So it is worth spending up to 10 minutes, no longer, but up to 10 minutes, thinking of your 2 ideas, thinking of the reasons, and thinking of the 2 examples you're going to use. Number 3. Feng Ling.
Yes.
What is number 3?
Write an introduction.
Good. Okay, so remember the introduction, okay, is the window to your essay. You must have a clear introduction. Feng Ling.
Yes.
Okay, what is the first sentence of an introduction? Always. What is the first sentence of an introduction?
Tell the
No, it begins with P. Feng Ling. What is the first sentence of your introduction? Always. Begins with P.
P.
Yeah, I said it before. P. Okay, I'll ask Bao Ming.
Yes.
What is the first sentence of your introduction to any essay?
Paraphrase.
Correct. Paraphrase. Okay, Feng Ling?
Yes.
Okay, always a paraphrase. Please don't forget this. Your first sentence of the introduction is always a paraphrase of the question. Always. Okay? The second sentence of your introduction, well, for an opinion essay, the second sentence is always whether you agree or disagree, followed by your 2 reasons. Okay, so you must have a clear introduction. Paraphrase whether you agree or disagree and your 2 reasons, always. Okay, main body paragraphs. Remember your main body paragraph, each paragraph starts with one of your reasons. Then you give reasons to support those reasons. Then you give an example. And the last part is your conclusion. So your conclusion is just a summary of what you've already said. In the example we just looked at before, the conclusion was 1 sentence. You only need 1 sentence. That was enough to get that person a band 8 score because they did a correct conclusion, which is just a summary of what they said in the introduction. Okay, does anyone have any questions about this? Okay, what we are going to do for the rest of the lesson, everyone, I am going to come to each of you individually and discuss what you did with your answer in the mock test, okay? To both show you what you did wrong and to suggest how you can improve that. So I'm going to do that with each of you individually for the next 40 minutes. When I'm not talking with you, what I want you to do is copy the model answer into the document so I can see it. So I'm going to share the link with you now in chat. So as usual, please click on the link, go into the document, and then start copying the answer. All right, where I have written in the document, please copy the essay here. Now, if you are feeling confident about that, you can change some of the words, because remember, this answer is not the only answer you could have given. This is just one person's answer. There were many other things they could have said. So if you like, you can change some of these words, but you don't have to. The reason I am getting you to copy this exactly is because all of you made too many mistakes with your grammar when you were doing your writing. So I need you to get used to writing correct English sentences. I hope that's clear. So this is why I want you to copy. And please don't just copy and paste, okay? That is not the idea of this exercise. Please copy word for word what it says in this answer. And again, the reason I'm getting you to do this is so that you can write a correct English sentence, so that you get used to writing all the words in a correct English sentence. But as I say, if you are feeling confident, you can paraphrase some of the words. Okay, so everyone, please start doing that. And in the meantime, I will come around each of you individually to discuss your essay. Are there any questions about that? So I will come back to make sure you are copying the essay. Okay. Charmy.
Yes.
All right, Charmy, I will start with you. Okay. Can you see your essay, Charmy?
Yes, I can see it.
Good. All right. So what is the thing that is wrong with your introduction, Charmy?
My essay. Please wait for me. Yes.
Yeah. What
I
is
think
wrong with your introduction? What have you done wrong?
the word is believe that.
No, that is fine, Charmy. What is missing from your introduction? Something important is missing from your introduction. Something I've just talked about.
The paraphrase.
Your paraphrase is fine, Charmy. Okay. Remember the parts you need in your introduction. Remember, there are 3 different parts. You have 2 of them, Charmy. What part is missing?
I think it explain the reasons.
Yes, you didn't put the reasons in, Charmy.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this part is fine, Charmy. You've done your paraphrase. Okay. Good.
Yes.
That's fine. You've said whether you agree or disagree. Okay. Fine. Good. Next part, you need to put your reasons here.
Yes.
Okay. That's what you need. Okay. Every time, Charmy, please.
Yes.
For all these essays, you must put your reasons here to get a good mark for your introduction. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And it's easy because here obviously is your first reason, and here is your second reason. Okay. So they need to be in your introduction.
Yes.
Does that make sense, Charmy?
Yes.
Okay, good. And you can just copy it. Okay. It doesn't need to be different words or anything. You can use exactly the same sentence.
Yes.
Okay. As you then use in your body paragraphs.
Yes.
Okay. Remember to keep it simple. This doesn't have to be complicated. You can see that answer that I was looking at just before, the person who got the band 8 score, that is exactly what they did. They used exactly the same sentence again, and that is fine. And they got a score of 8 doing that.
Yes.
Okay, so let's look at your main body paragraph 1, Charmy. First, the lifestyle of famous people should be published as they are all influences. Okay, so your reasons are good. Okay, and words like netizens, that's great, Chami. Okay, good use of good vocabulary. Right? Just
Yes.
some of your English grammar is still a little bit incorrect. Right?
Yes.
Okay, for example, let me find an example. Just things like netizens can learn how to develop. Okay, this needs to be plural, Chami,
Uh,
because this is plural here. You've talked about netizens. Okay,
yes.
this must be plural here. Okay.
I thought themselves was plural without
No.
s.
Yeah. No. Needs to be themselves to be
Yes.
plural. Okay. So there's just a few of that sort of grammar mistake. Okay, that you are still making. All right, but that's good. So, but you have given the example. Okay, probably best, I think, to put this sentence before the example sentence. So your last sentence should be the example sentence. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Always. Okay. Next body paragraph. Okay. Again, the structure is fine, Chami. Okay. So you've got your idea. That's great. You've got your reasons. Very good. But again, you've put the example in the middle. Okay. Better to put the example at the end.
Yes.
Okay. And then your conclusion, just one sentence. Okay. Again, with the conclusion, all you needed to do, Chami, is repeat your two reasons.
Yes.
Okay, which you haven't done here. Okay.
Yes.
You have said that you disagree with the view, which is fine, but you need to just put both the reasons in again. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand it.
Okay, that's all you have to do. Very simple, Chami. This is not complicated. Do you have
Yes.
any questions about that?
No, thank you.
Okay, so the main things you did wrong with the structure, your structure was mostly correct, Chami. Okay, but you needed to put your two reasons in the introduction. Okay, and you needed to put your two reasons in the conclusion.
Yes.
Okay, so you can see with words, I counted you had 243 words, Chami, which is about correct. Okay, so good length, perfect. No problem with your length. Okay? And the other thing, just remember to make your last sentence the example sentence, not in the middle.
Yes, thank you, teacher.
Okay, any questions, Chami?
No, thank you.
Okay, so that was a good effort, Chami. Good effort. Okay, you have the right idea. Okay, so I think, Chami, you are well on your way to writing a very good essay. Okay.
Yes.
You are not far away, Chami. Okay, you have studied well. You're doing very well. Okay, thank you, Chami. All right, Kian.
Teacher.
Okay, Kian, let's look at your essay. Can you see your essay, please? Can you see it on the screen?
No.
You can't. Can you look at the screen? I can see it, Kian.
Oh,
Can
my screen. Oh, yes.
yeah, yes. Can you see it? Can you scroll down, Kian? Scroll down.
Okay. I scroll it down.
Okay. If you scroll down far, you should be able to see. Okay, your essay, the essay you wrote.
Sao lâu thế con ơi, Kiên ơi, tập trung với bà xem nào. Sao máy
À
móc thế nào?
đây, chào thầy ơi, chào thầy ạ.
Nhìn thấy chưa?
Thế rồi.
Okay.
Okay, can you see it now, Kian?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So looking at your introduction, Kian, okay, you have the right idea, but your your paraphrase doesn't quite make sense in English. Okay, There are some problems with the vocabulary. There is opinion that the famous people's life should not be exist in public places. Okay, doesn't make sense in English. Okay, that is the first problem. You have the structure correct, Kian. You agree with that opinion, and you have got the reasons. All right, but they need to be, the reasons need to be a little bit longer. Okay, does that make sense, Kian?
Yeah.
You've got because they need their own time. What does that mean? So you need to just make that sentence a little bit longer.
I mean, is they need some to have their own space to do some personal works.
Okay, correct, Kian. Okay, so that's what you need to write. Okay, does that make sense, Kian?
Okay.
Yeah, just like you explained it to me then. That's what you need to write. So you just need to make your explanation a little bit longer so that it makes sense. Okay. And the second reason is fine, but again, their family must be protected. Okay. Again, why does their family need to be protected, Kian?
Because when you're famous, the problem of having some anti-fan is hardly unavoidable. So
Okay, good. That's fine, Kian. Okay, fine. That's what you need to write. Okay.
okay.
Okay. So instead of just writing their family must be protected, you just need to make it a little bit longer. All right. Just like you explained to me then. Okay. So again, you have the right idea, Kian. You have the structure correct. So you have your first topic sentence and you have your second topic sentence. Okay. And you have your examples and your explanation. That's good. It's just some of your English is not correct, Kian. Actually, I know you can write a little bit better than this, Kian, so we just need to practice more with you, okay?
When I wrote it, I was panic.
Right. So that's why we practice, all right, Kian? That's why we will practice these things. All right. So just basically, Kian, so the problem with your essay is that you made a lot of mistakes with grammar and meaning. So your structures are correct. Okay, you have your 4 paragraphs. Your paragraph structures are correct. You have the conclusion. All right, but we just need to give you more practice at writing English. Do you have any questions for me, Kian?
No.
Okay, thank you, Kian. Okay, you can go back to the essay. All right. Bao Chan.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Bao Chan, can you see your essay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so you can see in the essay, looking at the introduction, okay? So you do have a paraphrase, all right, that's fine. But then you need to say, what is your opinion, Bao Chan? Okay, you need to say whether you agree or disagree.
Yes, I discuss my opinion here, my essay.
Okay, but you need to say it here. Okay, you need to say I agree. So remember, this one just has to be a paraphrase. So your paraphrase isn't quite correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so it needs to be a paraphrase of the main topic sentence. Then you need to say, I agree or I disagree with this because. And then remember, you need your how many reasons, Bao Chan? How many reasons?
2 reasons.
Correct. You need to put your 2 reasons here. Okay? So here you have 1 reason, okay, which is fine. But again, we need to practice your English writing with you because some of the words you use aren't quite correct. But you have your reason and you then have your explanation and you have the example. So the structure of the paragraph is fine, Bao-chan, but just the English is not correct. Okay? So did you run out of time, Bao-chan? Because here, of course, is where you need your second reason. Did you run out of time, Bao-chan?
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where you need to spend some time, the first 10 minutes planning your essay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to know what your two reasons are, what your explanation is going to be, okay, and then what your examples are before you start writing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand.
And then you just follow your plan, which means you shouldn't run out of time. You should have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Okay. Any question, Bao-chan?
I don't have any.
Okay, good. So at the moment, you can see you've done the introduction, you've done your first paragraph, but obviously you haven't finished your next paragraph or done the conclusion. So to get a good mark, that's what you need to do. Thank you, Bao-chan. Okay, Dat.
Yes.
Okay, Dat. So you've done well with the structure, Dat. Okay. But with your
Yes.
introduction, okay, your introduction is missing the main things an introduction should have. So remember, the first sentence in your introduction should be what, Dat?
It's paraphrase.
Correct. So it needs to be a paraphrase. You've started off by saying, I agree. Okay, so you missed the paraphrase. All right, so you need to have a paraphrase. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, then you say whether you agree or disagree. Okay, and
yes.
then you put in your two reasons.
Yes.
Does that make sense? So your introduction always needs to be like this. Paraphrase whether you agree or disagree, and then your two reasons. Okay, that's what your introduction needs.
Yes.
Okay, now you've actually done your body paragraphs correctly. Okay, so obviously here is your first reason, and here is your second reason. Okay, then you have your explanations. Okay, which is fine. Okay, but remember, you do need to put your examples. Best place to put your example is at the end of each paragraph. Okay, not the middle. Does that make sense, Dat?
Yes.
Okay, so that you have your reason, okay, your explanation, okay, then you have your example here. All right?
Yes.
Okay, good. And then you've done a conclusion, okay?
Yes.
Which is fine. All right? So the main thing you did wrong, Dat, was your introduction is not correct. Okay, it doesn't have the correct structure, and also you can see too many words. Okay.
Yes.
So needs to be about 250, not 304 is too many. Okay. Which is good in a way, Dat. It means next time you can save yourself time. Okay. You don't need to write so many words. Any questions, Dat, about that?
No, thanks.
So the main thing to correct next time you do it is your introduction. Okay, you need to do the paraphrase, whether you agree or disagree, and your reasons. All must be in the introduction. Okay, thank you, Dat. Bao Ling.
Yes.
Okay, Bao Ling, can you see your essay?
Okay.
Can you see it, Bao Ling, if you scroll down?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes. Sorry, let me transfer to my phone.
Or you should be able to see it on the same document we've been looking at, Baling, if you scroll down.
Con chú ý trong cái file mà thầy gửi vào trong cái meeting chat ấy. Xong rồi bấm vào cái đường link đấy và kéo lui xuống là cái bài viết của mình đã, đúng chưa? I think teacher, you should share on the screen and so everyone can see that. How you are correcting that? Okay.
Yeah, I thought I was. I thought they could see the essay.
Yes, but on the screen only. You didn't share on the screen.
I didn't. I thought I have, Mrs. Ha.
No.
Because it's the same document that they are writing in now.
I know, but now you are not sharing, okay? On the screen.
But it's the same document. It's on my screen now. I can see it.
Yes, I see my document. I see my essay.
Right, you can see it. Good.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Baling. So again, okay, you've done the 4 paragraphs correctly. That's good, Baling. All right. You've done your paraphrase. Okay, your agreement. Okay. So now you need your 2 reasons. Okay, Baling?
Yes.
All right. So you've got one reason. You've got one reason here, but you need your second reason there as well. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good. All right. So you've got your first body paragraph here. Just remember, Baling, to put your example at the end of your paragraph. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you've got most of the information correct. Thank you, Mrs. Ha. Okay, but you need to put your example at the end of each paragraph.
Yes.
Okay. And again, in your conclusion, details of private lives mustn't be published to protect them. Okay. Again, remember your conclusion. All it is a repeat of your introduction. Okay. But you must have the 2 reasons in your conclusion as well. Does that make sense, Baling?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And again, the only other thing we need to do with you is you've made quite a few mistakes with your vocabulary and grammar. We just need to keep practicing with you to correct that. Any questions? But any questions, Baling?
I don't have.
Okay. Thank you, Baling. Okay, Fong Ni.
Yes.
Okay, Fong Ni, can you see your essay?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, you've done a paraphrase, Fong Ni. That's good. You have said whether you agree or disagree. Okay, and you've given 1 reason. You need to give.
I think I give.
Oh, I see. You have given. I see what you've done. Okay. So you can, just to make it clearer for me, you can use this sentence in your introduction. Okay. Okay, Fung Ni?
Yes.
So you can say, I totally agree with this opinion because celebrities are just like other people. They have their own private life. Okay. You can use exactly the same sentence. It's fine. All right.
Yes.
And that would make it clearer that that and this one here are separate reasons. Okay. Does that make sense, Fung Ni?
Yes.
Okay, so but you need to make it clear what your 2 reasons are in the introduction. So again, you can use this sentence in the introduction, okay, and you can use this sentence in the introduction. Same sentence is fine. Okay. And let's have a look at what you've done here. So the structures of your paragraphs are correct, Fung Ni. Okay, so you've done your reasons, you've done your explanation, okay, which is good, and you've got your example. Okay, great. Maybe the only thing I would do is you use Taylor Swift as an example. example in the first paragraph, maybe think of a different example for the second paragraph, okay?
Yes.
All right. And then again, you've done your conclusion. Yeah. So your structure is correct, Phung Ni. You've done exactly the right number of words. Okay. Not that that is so important. You don't have to do exactly 250, but your essay is the correct length. Okay. So that's fine. So again, Phung Ni, this was good. Just need to again improve some of your vocabulary, okay, and some of your grammar a little bit. Do you have any questions, Phung Ni?
No, thank you, teacher.
Okay, so that was good, Phung Ni. Okay, that is good effort. So again, if you want to get a 7 in the IELTS test, Phung Ni, you are not far away. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, thank you, Phung Ni. Zung Ha.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Zung Ha, can you see your essay?
Yes, I can.
Good. Okay, Zung Ha. You are missing from your introduction, Zung Ha, your reasons. Okay. So you've got your paraphrase. Okay, you've got your agree, disagree, but you need to have your reasons here, all right? Can you hear me, Zung Ha?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. Sorry, you didn't say anything. I wasn't sure if you could hear me or not. So does that make sense, Zung Ha?
Yes, I
Okay.
forgot about the reason.
Right. Okay. So next time you need to remember, okay, to put your reasons in the introduction. Okay, and then you need to start this paragraph with your first reason. What is your first reason, by the way, Zung Ha?
Yeah, because I just, when I doing the test, I just think of one reason. So at the first paragraph, I didn't have like any
Oh,
reason.
okay.
I just,
I see. Okay. Okay. All right. So you need to, I understand. So you need to, of course, you must think of 2 reasons, Zung Ha. All right. And that's why I was saying before about how to think of reasons. Think about maybe what your friends would think. Think about maybe what your relatives or your family might think about something. Right. So for this topic, okay, I think it wasn't too hard to think of reasons. Celebrities' private lives shouldn't be published because they need privacy. Okay, as you've said, it's not good for their mental health. All right, maybe if their lives are published, it's not good for their safety if they're published. Okay, so there are quite a few different reasons. So you must think of 2 reasons. Okay, and then again, yeah, you need to, again, for the body paragraphs, you need to have reason, explanation, and example. Does that make sense?
yes.
Okay, Zung Ha. Any question?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Zung Ha. And again, your answer, well, it would have helped if you could think of a second reason. Your answer a little bit short. Okay, maybe another 12 or so words. Another 12 or 20 words. All right, thank you, Zung Ha. All right, Bao Ming, Michael.
Yep,
Okay, Michael, can you see your essay?
I can.
Okay, good. So the first thing, Michael, you haven't done the paraphrase, okay?
Yeah.
You need to must always do the paraphrase, always. Okay? Then you give your opinion, and then you give your reasons, okay? And again, you can use, if you want, you can use exactly the same sentence in your introduction as you use here. Okay, and here.
Oh.
You can use exactly. Okay, but just make sure that they are there in the introduction, okay?
Okay.
So your first reason is celebrities might be in danger. All right, if their private lives, if their details are put online.
Oh.
Okay, that is your first reason. So that needs to be in the introduction. Your second reason, what is your second reason? Okay, is the mental health reason.
Wait, hold on. Well, which one are we currently judging?
You're looking at the essay. Can you see it? You should be able to see it on your screen.
Yes, I can see my old ones, not the new ones.
Yeah, so we're looking at the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so your second reason is about mental health, isn't it?
It's about income.
It's about income, but the reason why we shouldn't show their lives is about mental health.
Yeah, it is about mental health.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what you need to put at the beginning in the first sentence, okay?
Oh, shit.
Okay, so this part here, this is a little bit of an explanation. So this belongs in the second sentence, okay, not the first sentence.
Yes.
Okay, and then you have your example, which is fine. And you have your example here, which is fine. Okay, and then again, in the conclusion, you need to put your two reasons, okay?
Yes.
Same as your introduction. Just repeat it. Just put your two reasons why you have that opinion. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions, Michael?
I don't.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Start here. Xiaowei.
Yes.
Okay, Xiaowei. Can you see your essay?
Yes, I can see my essay.
Okay. So you've got your paraphrase. You've got whether you agree or disagree. Do you have two reasons here, Xiaowei? It looks like to me you've only have one reason.
Yes, I only have one.
Yeah, because famous people have a right to their privacy. Okay, so you need to put your second reason in the introduction.
Yes.
Okay, so which is why you didn't get such a good mark because you've only got one paragraph.
Yes, because I got lost and I cannot come up with anything else. So I jump up to the conclusion.
Right. Okay. So you need to spend up to 10 minutes, shall we?
Yes.
You must think of two reasons. Okay?
Okay.
If you want to get a good mark, you must think of two reasons. All right. So with your first paragraph, I mean, this is fine, Jawi, but you need another paragraph. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
I mean, you've got your reason, you've got your explanation, and you've got your example. Okay.
Okay.
So this paragraph is fine, but you need one more. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Any questions, Jawi?
No, I don't have any question.
Okay. Thank you, Jawi. Feng Ling.
Yes.
Okay, Feng Ling, can you see your essay?
Yes, I can see my essay.
Okay, so you didn't write much, Feng Ling. What happened? What happened?
Không biết gì đấy con.
Cháu không nghĩ được cái gì nữa.
Thế bây giờ làm thế nào? Phải tập trung một chứ. Cái này đi thi làm sao?
Yeah. So Feng Ling, what happened?
Con cứ nói thẳng với thầy thôi. Xong để thầy.
Cannot think of any idea.
Okay.
She couldn't think. She couldn't have any. She couldn't have
She
any.
couldn't have any idea. Okay, so I've given, and I hope they make sense, Feng Ling, a couple of suggestions how to think of ideas. You know, first of all, think what maybe would your friends think? Okay, if you were sitting talking about this in a cafe. And secondly, maybe what would your parents think, or what would members of your family think?
Yeah.
So obviously, if you are going to get a good mark, you must be able to think of how many ideas, Feng Ling, do you need? How many ideas?
2 ideas.
2 ideas. Yeah, you must think of 2 ideas. So you need to spend the first 10 minutes just to have 2 ideas. And you would have seen from the essay I showed you just before that there are quite a few ideas. One is mental health, okay. One is safety. If your details, think about what would happen to you if your private life, Feng Ling, was put on the internet for everyone to read. what would you be worried about? Okay,
Yes.
you might be worried about your safety. People might come around to your house to see you. Okay,
Yes.
you don't want that. So that's one idea. You would be worried about your details being on the internet. So that might affect your mental health because you are worried. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. It might affect your family. How would your family feel if they could read all about you on the internet? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Your family might be upset. Okay. So that's another reason.
Yes.
Okay. So just think about maybe put yourself at the center of some of these things. Does that help? That can help you think of ideas.
Yes.
So how would I feel if it were my details put on the internet? If everyone could read my emails, what would what would I feel?
Okay.
Okay, so that will help you get the ideas. And then, of course, then you just need to follow the structure that we have discussed. Does that make sense, Fung Ling?
Yes.
Okay, but yes, so you need to spend the first 10 minutes just thinking of those ideas and the examples. Any question?
No, I don't have.
Okay. Okay, so we will practice this again next time. Thank you, Fung Ling.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay. Knock 2.
Yes.
Okay, knock 2. Can you see your essay?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, knock 2. Okay, so the first thing you need to do in your introduction, which is here, is you need to have the paraphrase. Okay? So there's no paraphrase here. You need to put a paraphrase.
Yeah.
Okay, knock 2?
Yes.
So you must paraphrase the topic. Then you give your opinion, which is whether you agree or disagree. Okay. Then you give your reasons. Does that make sense, knock 2?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so that is what you must have in your introduction. So the paraphrase, whether you agree or disagree, and your 2 reasons. Okay, and then, so you can see your essay is very short. Okay, so you have 2 reasons here, which is fine. You've thought of 2 reasons, but you need to then give an explanation and an example. Does that make sense, knock 2?
Yes.
Okay, even if you make up an example, you need to have a for example. Okay, any questions, knock 2?
I have no question.
Okay, thank you, knock 2. All right, Viet Ang. Okay, Viet Ang, can you see your essay?
Yes.
Okay, Viet Ang. So your essay is not bad, Viet Ang. Okay, little bit long. You can see at the end here, 288 words. Doesn't need to be that long. Okay, so about 250. About 250. So you can save yourself some time.
Yes.
Okay, so and you have the right idea, Viet Ang. So here you have your paraphrase, okay, which is good. Here you have whether you agree or disagree. Okay, good. And you have your reasons. All right. So here now you have your reason. You need to put your example at the end. Okay, your example should be at the end of this. All right, but you have the right idea. So you have your explanation. This should go in this sentence here. Okay, Viet Ang?
Yes.
Okay. And again, you have done the right thing with this paragraph. You have your reason, you have your explanation. Okay. But you need to say a for example at the end here.
Okay.
All right. And then for your conclusion, all you need to do is just repeat your introduction. Okay. The reasons you had for your introduction. Okay. So very simple. So you have the right idea, Viet Ang. And again, we will keep practicing. So you have a few mistakes with your vocabulary and your grammar, but we will keep practicing to help you make less mistakes.
Okay,
So that
thank
was a good try, Viet Ang. You have the basic idea correct, so it's good. Any question?
you. No.
Okay, thank you, Viet Ang. Okay, and I think that is everyone whose essay I
Khác
have
Dũng
got.
hôm nay nghỉ hả? Phương Linh.
Cháu không rõ à?
Thế à, hôm nay không nghỉ nữa đâu. Ok.
Have I missed anyone, Mrs. Ha?
I don't think so because Khác Dũng he's not here.
No.
Right. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Kim Nan is not here.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe say forgot.
Maybe they forgot.
Yes.
So they shouldn't forget. Okay. All right. It's 12 o'clock. I will stop the share. Okay, everyone. Thank you, Mrs. Ha. Okay, everyone. Sorry, the sun is... Let's pull my blind down. At this time of the day in New Zealand, the sun comes right into my room where I am. Okay, that's a little bit better. All right, thank you, everyone. So that is the end of the lesson for today. So the main things to take out of today's lesson are the structure for answering part 3 of the speaking question. Okay, having a story that you can use for part 2 of the speaking question. A story, remember, and I will ask you this again next week, I will get you to tell me the story, but just something interesting or memorable that has happened to you in your life. A story that you can tell and that you can use for many different IELTS part 2 questions. I will ask you about that next week. And finally, the third thing, I think I was holding up the wrong finger before. The third thing is the correct structure for writing task 2. So remember, introduction. Introduction always starts with a paraphrase. Okay, the reasons must always be in your introduction, your 2 body paragraphs, and your conclusion. And of course, you must identify what type of essay it is. Zung Ha.
Yes.
How many different types of task 2 essay are there? How many?
5.
Correct. Thank you, Zung Ha. Everyone remember there are 5 different types of task 2 essay. You need to know what they are. If you've forgotten, look them up online. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming to the lesson today. It's great to see you all again in the new year. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I look forward to seeing you all again next Sunday. Thank you, everyone. Come
Okay.
in. Bye-bye.